Face lah.
I am an associate, so if I had to describe what I do in the company, it's more of a support role. I mean, that's what they'll tell you when you first come in as an associate, and the next thing you know, you're pushed into a near managerial role.
I have been part of the project team. So what that means is that I've been assigned on different projects, and over the past year, most of my projects has been labs. So I've been to Nigeria and Russia, as well as labs in Malaysia. I also worked on a Global Transformation Forum in my first year.
As consultants of PEMANDU Associates, basically our job is providing advice and also strategic direction to our stakeholders or clients.
Honestly, one of my favorite memories was when I had to do stakeholder syndication for the first time, and I thought I was great. I managed to finish everything on time because everyone else was kind of going above the schedule, and I ended it, and my manager looks at me and he goes, "You're very scary."
So as part of my experience working for the Global Transformation Forum, we invited over 30 speakers which were iconic and world-class, and one of them was Jack Ma. Jack Ma, he was all the hype back then, but when you hear him speak, you can really understand why. Every single sentence made sense. It could be taken as a quote for Instagram and posted and to inspire your followers and things like that. But really, I think the fact that he was someone, you know, from really humble beginnings, he was someone who has faced so many rejections and still managed to rise up each time and to be who he is today. To see him in real life, that was really something special.
I would say working in the African continent is the most interesting thing that happened to me. In my previous project, Botswana and Senegal, my first stakeholders came from a different culture, different ranks, and obviously different seniority. In Botswana, they speak English, that's one thing, but how they speak it is a bit different. For instance, they tend to say A when they agree.
As a millennial, what we want is the opportunity to grow as much as we can in a short amount of time. We understand that the era that we're in, everything is moving in a really, really fast pace, and you don't want to be bogged down in a job where you only work on one skill set, or you do have to wait out 3 years before you learn something on another level. What PEMANDU Associates does is it gives you the tools, it gives you the opportunities to shine. So there's no reason for you to leave the firm as just another average employee in the market.
I think in my current stage, what really motivates me is job satisfaction, which is fulfillment and growth. I need to know that I'm contributing, I'm making an impact, and I'm not just another name or another number in the logbook that's just churning out work.
The term bosses or superiors are quite intimidating for me. I see them more of my seniors, mentors, and perhaps role models.
I find that I can have very meaningful conversations with them, and it doesn't have to be confined within the PEMANDU Associates boundaries. We can talk about what I want to develop personally as Arlene, and they will give me their honest feedback based on their experiences, based on their knowledge. And on top of that, I think when you are assigned on a project outstation, and most of us are based in KL, so when we are working outside of KL, your team becomes your community, and your team includes your bosses, your superiors. So you share a lot with them. You share your stress, your work, your social life, your happy times, everything. And because of that, they become very human to you, but also you become very human to them as well.
They're all open to learning your opinion and hearing you out. And honestly, if you have a good idea of what's going on, or you have a valid question, they're open to hearing it.
Ranking does not matter. Substance and content matters the most for them. Oh yes, who wouldn't want to?
If you have to, let's say, meet the Prime Minister of another country, another perk of working for PEMANDU Associates, I'm not exactly going to rock up in my mom jeans and a striped sweater.
No, I don't want to wear jeans and t-shirt to work because I think jeans are so uncomfortable. And like, I get to wear t-shirt to sleep anyway, so why wear it all the time? This gives me variety, so I'm fine with our dress code. My view currently is quite short to medium term. What I do want to achieve maybe the next 2, 3, 5 years is I want to identify what's my niche, so that when you get very maybe like fluent in a particular skill or sector, I think that's when you can really start to make an impact and to influence more. So that would be what I want to achieve.
To be honest, I'm not someone who has detailed life plans for myself. But I've set this, I'd say, impossible targets for myself. I aspire to become a politician and a minister one day for Malaysia. When and how, I have no idea. But that's where I want to be. I think being perhaps a member of parliament or perhaps a minister, providing not only gender equality but also perhaps race equality one day.